Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here on February 8th, 2017. At 16:05 in the afternoon Eastern Time. February 8th, 1910 was the founding date of the Boy Scouts movement. Lord Baden-Powell started that over in Great Britain on that day. And when I was involved in scouting in 1960, the 50th anniversary, that was a big deal, and you know, they had a special patch that you could sew on your uniform and so forth. And in a lot of the local Protestant churches well, the Roman Catholic, I don't know if the Roman Catholic Church sponsored one or not, that sponsored Cub Scout troops and Boy Scout troops and Explorer posts. They had a Scout Sunday closest to the Sunday of February 8th. And, you know, you all marched in your uniforms and this sort of thing, and did the Scout Pledge and Scout Oath and this, that, and the other. It was all very, well, it reflected an ethos that has now long since passed from the landscape, or at least as quite as militantly as it was expressed then. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so happy birthday, scouting movement. I really enjoyed Cub Scouts. My grandson's involved in Cub Scouts. I don't know whether he enjoys it or not, but he's involved in it. I can't say that I enjoyed Boy Scouts because our leaders were these kind of, let's just say they had a lot of issues left over from the Korean War. And were near borderline sadists. Enough said of that. However, I did like Explorers with this conservation group that I mentioned in some videos back. And that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was a good experience. I'm taking psyllium seed for my diverticular disease. Older problems, huh? Now, you saw this thing I did with this unexpected gift. I got thinking about it, and I remember a bit more about it now. I was talking about how to use my phone effectively when I'm driving. When I go back to the UK, and I said I was just going to tape the phone to the dashboard so it wouldn't lose its orientation. It wouldn't slide around. Which I thought would be just fine, because all I have to do is hear the turning directions. I'm not looking at the damn maps, because the maps aren't worth a damn anyway. Well, the way I evaluate maps. And I think the good Tony in Seattle sent me this, but we'll see. I mean, I'm sure the plot will thicken, and I'll get the answer later today or tomorrow. So thanks again. Yeah, I mean, it fits my phone, and it'll fit my phone just right. It means I have to take the phone out of my case to use it, but okay. Now, today, with the backdrop of our last shot here, as the creek rises outside, go away, Nat. Oh, I forgot one of the most important things about a video here in this setting. We need to light our candles. Nothing like drinking and playing with fire here on a late afternoon, is there, huh? Well, we'll try to be responsible adults. Without running the haiku device into the ground, some of these are kind of fun, particularly if they recall stories. This is called a dead gall bag haiku. Much putrefaction, an underappreciated word, much putrefaction lurking inside the belly. Need to drain it fast. Well, you know, there's a lot of truth in all of those statements. It's amazing how much essentially dead materials a human being can contain inside their abdomen. And they'll sort of lie there and they'll look at you like there's really nothing wrong with them, but you know there's something wrong with them. Well, first of all, because they don't have a blood pressure. Yeah. They haven't put out a urine for 6 to 8 hours. But they're just smiling at you, and they're talking to you fairly lucidly, too. You just know they've got about 2.5 gallons of sheer necrotic dead pus inside their head. Just have everything arranged when you open that thing up, because it's going to be a cascade like Niagara Falls. Without the pretty lights either, although it's as colorful as some of those light shows up there on Niagara Falls. Start to itch. Sorry, guys. You know, necrotic gallbladders happen in an age group, they're almost all in their 70s and at the latest early 80s. It's like gallbladder, you know, it has nothing to do with gallbladder, you know, gallbladder cancer is a separate issue, but, you know, somebody who gets a gallbladder cancer is almost always in their 70s. Anyway, if you get an infarction of the gallbladder or a necrotic gallbladder, you're almost always in your late 60s, mid 70s. It can happen if you've let stones impact, you know, it's like when an appendicitis turns necrotic. It's like, you know, an obstructed cystic duct, but essentially these people get operated on when they're symptomatic. But a lot of times people, as they get older, whether say they've got diabetes and they don't have they can't sense what's going on inside their body as well, you know, because of the neuropathy associated with diabetes, autonomic neuropathy associated with diabetes, you know, they won't realize they've got a dead organ in their body. You know, any dead organ inside your abdomen is very serious. Now, for the people involved in taking care of them, it's great fun. Well, first of all, everybody likes to take care of somebody who's really sick and try to pull them back from the brink of death. I mean, that's sort of what medicine's all about. Plus, you know, from an anesthesia standpoint, with physiology and pharmacologic manipulations that you can do, I mean, it's just great fun. Plus, the anatomy you see, you know, the stuff you see, the sights you see, the smells you encounter are just wonderful. In the 17th century, 16th century use of the word wonderful. It's awful in the 16th century and 17th century use of the word awful. Not meaning horrible, although some people might say it's that, but just, thank you, God, for letting me see this sight on your earth. I did a number of these folks, probably about 5 or 6. Yeah, 5 or 6 in a, say, a 17-year time period, you know, being involved with the care of those people. That's probably about right, you know. And here's a little thing to address one of these post-op people. A post-op dead gall bag haiku. My Jackson Pratt drain. Now a Jackson Pratt drain is a flat white Teflon drain with holes in on either side of it. And then it's connected to a standard tube that comes out the side of the body. Comes out the side. You know, my Jackson Pratt drain seems to be leaking always, meaning that the inevitable bio leak after some of this stuff, you know, didn't abate. It's still going on. My Jackson Pratt drain seems to be leaking always. Perhaps death still awaits. And it might be, you know, one of the worst complications you can get after one of these surgeries is a subphrenic abscess or a subhepatic abscess. Yeah. And if some of these guys wall it off real well, you won't even realize it for a while, you know, until they get really, really sick, you know. Sort of like the way it started out. Pus in confined spaces is not a good thing. It's fun to see, but it's not a good thing for the patient. Well, there we go, guys. You know, iPhone SE dashboard mount to old rotten pus draining out the side of somebody's body, waiting to see if they die. It's all over the place here on the Joe Kersey channel, so I'll say bye-bye, YouTube.